G'day everyone, welcome back to the food room. Today we're going to cook a cheesy pasta bake. Now you might be sick of me saying this, but it's another favourite one for the students to have a go at, and it's nice and simple as well. Okay, the other thing we need to make sure of before we do our cooking is that you have your health and safety sorted. So my hair is up, I've got my apron on, and I've been over to the sink and I've washed my hands for that 20 seconds or singing the length of the happy birthday song. So to make a start today, we need to preheat our oven to 180 and making sure the fan is on. When we're in the food room, again, you need to make sure that it's not just one person's responsibility to make sure the oven is on, that it's both the people that are cooking at the same bench. And then myself and my food assistants, we often go around and one of us will check all the ovens and then we let the other one know. It's really important to make sure that's all covered. We're going to make a start today with cooking our pasta. So I've actually put the water on and you can come in and see that it's boiling. So boiling is when we have all these awesome bubbles, and you can see how the size of the pot, I'm hoping, and you can see how much water is in there and the flame, if I lift that up, see how much flame I've got? And the water is on. And then I'm going to tip the pasta into the boiling water and I'm going to let that cook up. Our ingredients today are going to include 150 grams of the penne pasta, which is measured out for us, 2 rashers of bacon, and we have 125 grams of ricotta cheese, 1 egg. Now this is evaporated milk, and we need 125 millilitres of evaporated milk, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, some parsley and some salt and pepper, and another 1/4 cup of tasty cheese. The next one we're going to do is we're going to get our onion and bacon on. So I'm going to turn that stove on. Or there you go. I don't know why that didn't turn on. Just lucky. And I'm going to add a little bit of oil in that while I cut up my ingredients. So the first one is our onion. We have our food scrap container on the bench, so making sure we're keeping our area clean. I'm going to just chop the ends off the onion and peel the skin off. So the brown, for this onion, the colour is brown, and you want to make sure that comes off. Childproof, trying to get that off. There we go. Now, you've probably heard a lot of wives' tales about how to make sure you're not going to be crying from your onion. I don't have a tale for you. Mine is to chop your onion as quickly as you can, as safely as you can, and then remove the fumes from your face. So that's going to sit in there. The next one we're going to chop up is our bacon. One way, and then the other way. And that's also going to sit in the fry pan with the onion. And I'm going to use the back of the knife to take that off the board, not the cutting edge of the knife. Give that a little bit of a stir. Check on my pasta so it doesn't chunk together, and we'll keep going with the next step. So while the bacon and onion have been cooking, the penne pasta's been boiling away. I've done a little bit of a revamp of the kitchen, tidied up, ready to go for the next part. So if I'm looking at my instructions, I need to put in my ricotta into a large plastic bowl. Look at that. I then need to add my whisked egg. Whisk in the egg. Now you might be wondering why I just don't crank it in with the rest of the ingredients. We've got to make sure that it's a good egg. So we put it into a separate bowl and then we add our egg mixture. Our next one is we're going to add our evaporated milk. And our evaporated milk, we need to grab 125 mils. So we grab our measuring jug, and we always encourage students to get down and make sure that at eye level with their measuring jug. And that varies up to 125 mils. And that gets put into our other ingredients. We're then going to add our Parmesan cheese, chop up a little bit of parsley, and I'll grab the salt and pepper. Buddy, do you like a lot of parsley or a little for your dish? A little bit? Okay. Too much in there? Use the back of the knife to put that into our ingredients. Some salt. Always got to work out how to open and do the salt, they're all different. A couple of pepper. And we'll grab some salt. Sprinkle that in. And we need to combine that. So I'll grab a spoon and give that a bit of a stir. Checking on our bacon and our pasta. So we're mixing all that, keeping an eye on our bits and pieces. Come in and have a look at how that's going. So that's mixing along nicely. I'm just going to grab my fork, leave that there for a moment, and go and have a taste of our pasta. Now pasta is like the rice. You need to grab a piece, try not to burn yourself. Try and be clever and scoop and end up on my fork. Now that's going to be hot, so you just need to give it a sec. Good. Okay. So you want to make sure that doesn't get stuck in your teeth and it's not hard. And then we're going to go over to the sink. When you're walking over to the sink, I'm just going to turn the gas off on that one. When you're walking up to the sink, you want to make sure that you've got a lot of space and that it's all safe for you to travel over with a big pot of water. I'm going to go over to the sink and then I'm going to tip my pasta in. A little bit more. Give that a bit of drain time. Take that back over to the bench. Put that in. And then I'm going to take, now I did just turn off my bacon and my onion, but I didn't mention that. And then that's also going to be put into our mixture. Going to give that a stir. Ooh, good idea for a person coming in so the viewers can check out what we're doing. Oh, that's looking lovely. And then I'm going to take that over to the 2 trays that we have already prepared earlier. And I'm going to use our spoon, put our mixture in, and that's going to go in the oven for 15 minutes. So do that. Looking lovely. going to make sure, I'm just going to get some paper towel and just clean off any extra bits and pieces off that tray. Just helps when you're cleaning up, otherwise it'll just stick to it. Okay, that's set there. Now what we're going to do is, before we put it in the oven, we're going to top it with a little bit more cheese. I could just eat it like that, but I'm not. I'm going to put it in the oven for 15 minutes. Now, carrying the tray carefully over to the oven, opening the oven door completely so that it doesn't bounce back and hit the tray, and being careful that you don't get a face full of steam. And the tray is going to sit landscape in the oven for 15 minutes. And I'm going to write the time down so I don't forget. All right, now, I haven't spoken a lot about your cleaning up. So once your food is in the oven, it is also important to be doing your dishes. So your food scraps go into the bin, or if you've got chooks or an animal you can give it to, that's fine. Then you need to wash up all your dishes. Now, you can't be putting clean dishes onto a dirty bench, so someone can start the dishes, someone can be wiping the bench, someone can be wiping the dishes, and everything gets put away. I actually haven't shown you how we organise our workbenches, so that might be something I will show you. Okay, it's about that time. Cookies have to come out of the oven. So I'm using my oven mitts. I make sure the oven door is completely open. I don't want a face full of hot air. I'm going to grab that out. Oh yes, look at that. I'm going to close our oven. I'm going to turn it off. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your cheesy bacon pasta bake.